everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. It's opening week in the NFL, and today we have two teams who are more than ready to get the season underway. It's the Broncos going up against the Raiders. With that, let's call in our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, with this opening week matchup.
All right, Larry, after an off-season of questions, football is back here in the East Bay and Oakland, California. Tonight, we wrap a busy first week of the season with a second of two on a Monday night between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. They come up in an offset eye. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Couple of Broncos there in on the tackle. And Mr. Cooper, Amari, a headliner in this offensive unit.
Brandon, it's rare that you get guys so polished coming out of college. But Amari Cooper has carried himself like a pro, probably since he was 6 years old. He is a terrific talent.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Play action. Now it's Carr. He's got time. Cooper's got it. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
He did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Carr now on first down. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. A gain of 3, second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. And he'll bang that one through. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. Here's the offense, and you got to talk about the guy that they nicknamed Bebe, Charles Demaryius Thomas.
You worry about him catching the ball, but you worry more about what he does after the catch. Big, strong, physical. He makes plays downfield.
Here we go now.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Wide open receiver complete. 23 yards on the play. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Raiders pick it up. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit.
All right, here we go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Raiders a first down.
So let me make sure I have this right. He's already found the end zone once, and now he's ripped off a big chunk of yardage here on this one. His confidence is awfully high. So now I've got to put myself in the shoes of the defensive coordinator. Do I go ahead and sell out to try and stop him and force him to do something different? Or do I risk him having a big monster day against my defense? Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Hey, we're going round it.
Carr to throw on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Here we go. Baby, alert. Alert.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting to run. Now a handoff here to his running back. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action.
Definitely. Let him get out.
And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. Making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. On as the Raider kickoff unit now, as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it a second down. Time to meet the defensive starters for the Oakland Raiders, and you want to discuss one of their safeties.
I certainly do. Carl Joseph out of West Virginia. Always did a great job policing the middle of the field. A big hitter, knocked the ball away, but really added to his game his last year as a Mountaineer. Became a better cover guy and a better ball hawk before he got injured. They're really going to love him in Oakland. Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So it'll be first down here after the run. They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Tackle made there by Ben Heaney.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And now the rookie's free. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score. And the lead will shrink to 6. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Raiders. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper, 75 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. And that is how you retaliate. After getting scored on one play, big pass downfield, and you hit the end zone.
Almost feels like two boxers just throwing haymakers at each other, doesn't it? One connects with a big one, the other comes right back. Okay, I'll show you. And they attacked right back on the first play of the drive and hit them big.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. They come up in an offset eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing out second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Finding time. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A very solid gain of 27. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and that takes us from second to third down. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you worked on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the good thing about the top-notch safeties, they can play from deep coverage or they can play close to the line of scrimmage, and the end result is often the same, a big-time play for their defensive team, and that's exactly what we just saw.
We ready? Red 18.
A handoff as they run the counter play. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Throwing his car on 3rd down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. They come up in an offset eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. 3rd down now following the completed pass. One receiver to the left is Cooper. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And it's 4th down.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good. But when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. A good pickup there at 22.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now you can...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11.
Here we go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And, he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Aldon Smith in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. Take it at the 37. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points rather than the 3 that you just noted that you feel like you already have. Be aggressive, go after it, and try and get those points.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. So how about that one, Charles? We haven't seen that in a while. The illegal forward pass.
The quarterbacks get so much leeway on this play that you're right, Brandon. It is very rare that we see the call come out for a legal forward pass.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them, don't
That
they?
little extra.
Well, that came a little abruptly here. Still working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. And we can get to the 3rd quarter now. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle. Really tough drive, but that run help salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. They come out here in the eye. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
Losing 6 yards there to bring up fourth.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. Well, that was better than the first go-around when he lost yardage, but still nothing there, and that sets up a third and long. Tough spot here.
Put it mildly. Sometimes I wonder if some of that old-school football should come back into play. You know what I would think here? Quick kick. Try and change field position. Help out your team.
Back near his goal line. Here's Carr. And Cook has it, left side. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
But they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Six yards here to go for the offense on second down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now they'll run it on the taunts. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll look to throw for it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders, he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
And there was a good opportunity that just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. They'll drop to throw. And the Raiders have got him. Khalil Mack in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And an alley to run. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. Now with his 3rd touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And it's up and good. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos coming out now. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back now in the East Bay. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to lose yardage here. Losing 4 yards that time. And now it's 4th down.
And when you're trying to set up a counter play, that's what a lot of people call an influence play. You're really hoping those defensive linemen are really agile that day. If they stayed out late the night before the game and they're not moving as fast, it's a lousy call because that means they're just going to sit in the hole that you hope to create just by the movement of your offensive line.
And there they got the ball to the outer third of the field, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, things get stacked up in there if they don't move as well as you want them to, and probably just trying to escape and couldn't get away.
Back to throw now on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the fourth down. Here's Brandon Fields now as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Raiders will take possession. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
When the coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football? Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch. And the Broncos go to a nickel set on third down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is fielded at the 7. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. You took the words right out of my mouth. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he powers his way up past the 30. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to fourth down.
when a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And here we go on first and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5. And it's